evening, YouTube. Tire Metal Weatherman here. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Things are kind of picking up today, but not really expecting much in the way of organized severe weather. A few thunderstorms could go severe across the Great Plains this evening and into the overnight hours. Threat will kind of pick up from that point, and then we already know what tomorrow is looking like. There are a couple updates that we do have to touch up on for tomorrow, but there's also the wintry side of this system, which I don't want people to lose sight of here. I know the severe weather is a big thing, especially given the time of year, especially given the magnitude of the threat. But nonetheless, the wintry side of this is going to be affecting a lot of people as well, and they deserve their just due also. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and dive into things here, starting out with our marginal threats for tonight. Real problem for this region over towards the south, towards Oklahoma and Texas, is going to be the fact that we have a capping inversion in place, and the storm system that's going to be bringing severe weather tomorrow is a little too far away to move that cap. If there were a couple holes that were to form in that said cap, all hazards would be possible with this. But this cap is very strong. We've gone over this a couple times over the course of the week, so nothing's really changed with this. We're not going to really touch up on this too much further. So no real concerns with that. There is, however, some severe potential over here towards Nebraska, heading into Iowa, and even parts of Minnesota and South Dakota. There's actually an active severe thunderstorm warning right now. It's going to be a little hard to see on this map, but this is the color code of the severe thunderstorm warning right here. And then right across here in this little region here is where we have several severe thunderstorm warnings. Main risk for these looks to be more along the lines of hail, quarter-size hail. This has actually been reported by train spotters. This is mainly going to end up over rural areas, so a lot of people won't be affected by this particular storm as of right now. Tonight, I'm expecting it to stay pretty quiet for the most part, so not too concerned with anything going on right now. But of course, anyone in these areas, just keep an eye out for the potential of a stray shower or thunderstorm, a stray thunderstorm maybe going severe. That being said, we already know the deal with our risk on Friday. Here's another look at in case you missed it. Here's our first moderate risk over here to the south here, which has a significant tornado threat. This has a higher likelihood of also rain-wrapped tornadoes, HP type supercells. So especially if you're in this region, do not go out looking for that tornado, because it could be big time problems there. These storms will be moving fast, and these storms will be very hard to see into the bear's cage, so to speak, or the updraft itself. A lot of rain. Just don't do it. Simply put, just don't be out here when these storms are going. This setup further to the north, however, this has a more of a cold core-esque setup, and this would lead to more photogenic tornadoes, but these also have the same potential as these storms. They have the potential to be strong to even violent. In fact, if we look at the tornado threat, earlier this was only a 10% area. They have now since upgraded this area from eastern Iowa into parts of western Illinois here, and even on that little tri-state line here between Iowa, Wisconsin, and Illinois, there's now even a 15% area there. So we have to keep an eye on that. And then, of course, we already discussed this area. We already know what's going on there. Jackson, you're in there. Memphis, Little Rock, and many other areas over towards western Kentucky. We're going to have to watch you guys extra close. For this area over here with the hatch risk further to the north, Hannibal, Missouri, Springfield, Illinois, Peoria, Illinois, Des Moines, you are literally on the fringe of this, so you definitely need to be looking out. So a couple things that I'm going to quickly touch on with this before I move on to the wintry side of things. This setup here is going to start earlier in the day, so could be about 2 p.m. So I may not be able to cover the start of this event because I'll still be at work. Depending on how Atlanta traffic goes, which if any of my viewers in Atlanta know, it's on a Friday, it can be pretty daggone hairy. So I'm going to try to see if I can cover this event for you guys up here. If I can't, then I'm sure there's plenty of other weather YouTubers that will. And then this one to the south, I'll definitely be home in time to cover. This could be a nocturnal event, so this could be a very long stream on my end. So that in that case, I will make sure that I'm pretty well fueled up by the time I'm home, of course, to cover this thoroughly for you. Also have to keep an eye on the extreme wind threat here. We could be even seeing potential for hurricane force winds for this northerly system. The southern end of this system doesn't have quite as prominent a damaging wind threat, but still a significant one nonetheless. And then for the northern system, the hail threat's going to be the biggest topic there. So that's pretty much the That's pretty much a quick update for what's going on here. Then we'll go ahead and take a look at the wintry side. Not too much has changed with this, but I wanted to make sure I touched base with you guys up north. To anyone that does watch up there, most part, a lot of you guys probably aren't. You aren't really concerned about this too much. You're probably just as interested in the severe weathers. Those of us that are in the areas that are of concern. But we do expect to see a little bit of wintry weather start to develop across northern Wisconsin, across central Minnesota, and then we also see this upper level low beginning to take shape on the backside of this here. We could see some snow towards the mountains. This is going to transgress to the east here, and eventually, as we get into Friday morning, we're going to start to see that snow getting into Montana, Wyoming, and parts of the Dakotas. And there could be a pretty heavy swath of snow that really develops here, that develops pretty impressively here as we go into this time frame here between about, I would say, 10 or 11 o'clock Central Time. So a nice little snow band develops there, and we could end up seeing some pretty significant snow falling across this region. And this will continue throughout the course of the day, and it won't be out until the early morning hours of Saturday. Then we'll see the heavier snow start to really move into parts of even Iowa, some of these same places that we're looking at severe weather earlier on Friday evening, Friday afternoon, now are going to be under a potential have a potential shot of seeing snow, potentially even heavy snow. Then we also have to look towards central Wisconsin, of course, UP and Michigan, for some hefty snow, and then of course, as we watch the storm system move out, the cold air behind it is going to be outran by the moisture. So snow beyond this point will be pretty limited. There's no real concern for snow towards the northeast. It's going to be very limited, mostly going to deal with rain early on. And on the backside of this, you could see some flurries, but that's really about it there. The next system looks like it could be bringing much heavier snow in the future, but we'll cover that once we get through the severe threat here. So a quick look at the totals. This is the blend of models here. We're just going to get right down to it. Simply put, we have this big bullseye over here towards South Dakota in particular. A lot of models have really been favoring South Dakota over the last couple of days. Some places could even get up to a foot with the way the snow bands on the NAM 3 kilometer looked. Didn't look like this is unreasonable, actually, I would say. And then the same can be said for this area where we could see up to a foot over towards the UP. Towards northern and central Wisconsin, we could see easily up to 6 inches plus. Some areas getting close to 10 inches, maybe even surpassing it. And then towards Minnesota here, 6 to 8 inches possible up towards the north. And throughout the central part, widespread 2 to 4 inches. Some places even hitting 5 inches there. But that's all I got for this video here. If you haven't already, definitely share the video that I put up this morning and the one the night before, because like I said, this severe threat is not something to be messed with. I do think we will be seeing tornadoes. I do think a fair number of them could be strong to even violent. So we need to do our part to try to help get the warning out, and having these people create a plan of action to where they will be safe in the event of a tornado heading through their area. So again, please share this video, or if you support any other YouTubers and you're wandering on the air, share their videos, share my videos. It doesn't hurt anything doing it that way. But that being said, if you haven't already, if you've watched me before, or if this is your first time, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Again, share the video, and of course, let me know in the comments if you happen to be in an area of interest. you do, just don't be scared. Be prepared. Have a plan of action in case the weather goes downhill. But I'm going to sign off for tonight. I'll see you guys in the morning. This has been Tire Metalhead Weatherman. Take care and have a good night.